The Toyota Grand Highlander is a 3-row midsize SUV. Even though it's built on a different platform than the existing Toyota Highlander, the Grand Highlander is kind of the same sort of thing, but with more room for people and cargo.
If you're intrigued by that premise, we've got a lot to discuss.
Starting in front, there are independent armrests with a separate console lid. There's a passenger side dashboard tray with an adjacent USB port. There are also 3 cup holders for front occupants, including a big one for one of those plus-size water bottles. Another 10 cup holders are dispersed elsewhere for a total of 13. There's ample small item storage throughout, plus 7 standard USB-C ports spread across all 3 rows, a standard wireless phone charging pad, and, on limited and platinum grades, a removable cup holder and smartphone storage tray between the second row seats. Poke around and material quality is fine, but this is not a premium product. If you want premium vibes, look to the upcoming Lexus TX, whose underpinnings are shared with the Grand Highlander. Maximum occupancy for the Grand Highlander is 8, though that drops to 7 in higher trims thanks to second-row captain's chairs. The real question with the interior, though, is whether its size lives up to that grand moniker.
I bet what you're wondering, though, is how does the world's most average man fit inside the Grand Highlander? Let's find out. Going to the second row, one, pretty wide aperture with the doors, which is really helpful if you have a car seat, and I don't care about the noise. Keep filming, Omar, keep filming. In the second row, we have a very generous recline. We can slide, if I can find the slider, and I can. Or can I? No, that's the other thing. You can. What we're experiencing right now is me struggling to find the right thing. This is hinting at one of the problems I have with Toyota's interior design philosophy, which is that it's not as immediately intuitive as some other manufacturers. That said, I will eventually get it. Here's the one where you can slide forward and back. Yeah, that's pretty comfortable. Good knee room, great headroom, feeling nice. And then you got a couple cup holders here in the middle. We're gonna see now what it's like to get in the third row. This guy? Yeah, got that. Big step, so easy to get in, with good stability. And here, I'm seated in the third row. I fit. I mean, I'm average. I do have that long torso you may have heard about. The real trick, though, with the third row is my buddy Mike Danger can fit back here, which is really saying something. So, yeah, I think I could fit back here for an extended time and not be too complaining. And you got a good recline there. Yeah, that's good. That's adult worthy. I'll add one more thing too. You got a little bit of grab handle right here for getting in and out. And there's a USB-C port here, a ton of cup holders, and you've got like this little slot where you can put an iPad. So I think this is a very functional interior. Thank you, Omar. Good work. You may leave now.
Looking at the numbers, the Grand Highlander is indeed roomier than the basic Highlander. That said, I personally fit just as well in the back of a Chevy Traverse or Honda Pilot. Here are some more EPA figures for comparison. For cargo space, the Grand Highlander offers a healthy 20.6 cubic feet behind the third row, nearly matching the Kia Telluride's 21 cubic foot figure, and exceeding the standard Highlander by 4.6 cubic feet. If you need more cargo space and fewer seats, dropping the third row can be frustrating. I swear, I'm not trying to make this look harder than it is. Finicky second and third row seat operation is a trait that both the Highlander and the Grand Highlander share. On a more positive note, we have infotainment. The Grand Highlander offers a standard 12.3-inch touchscreen with wireless Apple CarPlay and Android Auto smartphone connectivity, over-the-air updates, and voice control via the Hey Toyota prompt. It's the same system we've seen in other modern Toyotas, and I find it easy to operate. Shifting to the mechanical, Toyota decided that the Grand Highlander should have 3 engine choices.
I'm driving the 2.4-liter turbocharged base engine, and to appease my curiosity, let's floor it from the stop. Yeah, that feels snappy enough. Not the smoothest gear change between 1-2 shift. You can feel those changes, but it's not offensive. And I am going way too fast. Let me chill out now. I guess there is plenty of power there.
If you're willing to trade a little power for elevated fuel economy, there's a 2.5-liter hybrid available. Front-wheel drive comes standard with the base and hybrid models. All-wheel drive adds $1,600 to the price tag. Move to the most powerful Hybrid Max powertrain, and all-wheel drive comes standard. That Hybrid Max option is the same powertrain I drove in the Toyota Crown, which I described as spunky. Beyond simply being more powerful, I enjoy the familiar acceleration feel delivered by the Max's inclusion of a traditional 6-speed automatic transmission. No hybrid racing engine sounds here. Beyond extra racy trips to yet another child's birthday party, the Hybrid Max is a good choice if you want to tow, offering a 5,000-pound capacity. Though interestingly, the less powerful gasoline base engine can tow the exact same amount. Choose the basic hybrid, and you're limited to 3,500 pounds worth of tow. Moving beyond power, what is the Grand Highlander like to drive?
In terms of ride quality, very smooth, though I can't quite tell if that's the smooth roads we're driving on here in Hawaii and how this would do if I was driving in Detroit. But I can tell you that at least from the driver's seat right now, very smooth. And I did mention the driver's seat. One complaint, and this is not driving demeanor related, but the lumbar support is a little bit low. I feel like I'm supporting my tramp stamp rather than my lower back. Do you think I actually have a tramp stamp? Tell us in the comments. As I make my way through one of the very few corners that I've experienced today, yeah, I think the efforts feel good. It's reasonably responsive. Really, what you want in this category is stability and predictability, and I think we are hitting those marks. The fun will come from where you go and who you go with, not from the drive. One potential bit of criticism, the brakes have a very firm feel. It almost made it feel like when you're driving a hybrid, a little bit of that wooden quality, but let's see, maybe I'm complaining unnecessarily. Can I come to a smooth stop? And I'm really milking it out. Yeah, that was a smooth stop. Okay, my complaints were for nothing. Yeah, those gear changes there. We do have a few modes to play around with. I'm currently in normal mode, and now I'm in mud and sand, eco. None of the stuff matters because I'm on the straightest, slowest, most boring road possible. Lovely surroundings though. Two more observations from a family perspective. One thing that's really helpful is to have a good view out. And I do feel like I've got a reasonable view around. There is some blockage of the rear quarter window by the headrest, but for the most part, I feel like I've got a good sense of the outside of the vehicle. And then the other one is interior noise. It's pretty quiet in here. Hey Omar, what does it all mean, man?
It's really quiet in here.
I was talking about life. You're talking about cars. Oh. Contemporize, man.
I didn't even hear that cement truck pass by.
There we go, that's on target.
It's so zen.
You two could have a zen conversation with Omar Drives if you were driving a Grand Highlander.
As always, I'm not interested in dictating your opinions about vehicle style, but I will say that to me, the Grand Highlander looks handsome in person. There are more boldly styled 3-row SUVs in this cuckoo, crazy world of ours, but I bet the Grand Highlander ages well.
By the way, if you'd like to upgrade your Highlander to a Grand Highlander, but you're not sure what your current car is worth, Kelley Blue Book can help. Click up here.
Regarding price, the base XLE trim costs $43,070 plus destination charges, and it includes power heated front seats, smart key access with sensors on all the doors, a power liftgate, plus blind spot monitoring, lane keeping assist, full speed dynamic cruise control, automated emergency braking with pedestrian, bicyclist, and motorcyclist detection, and a feature that will bring the Grand Highlander to a safe stop if the driver is incapacitated. Given how long I was describing the base features, it's worth explaining that unlike the smaller Highlander that's offered in cheaper L and LE trims, the Grand Highlander has ditched those lower trims, skipping right to the well-equipped XLE. For perspective, the regular Highlander XLE starts about $42,000, so depending on which trim you're comparing, the Grand Highlander is anywhere from $1,000 to $4,000 pricier than its OG Highlander equivalent. Notable options include heated and ventilated front and second row seats, a 360-degree camera system, and, exclusively for the Platinum trim, Traffic Jam Assist that can manage the steering, accelerator, and brakes for you at speeds below 25 miles per hour. There's also an available facial recognition feature for activating different driver profiles. Thanks for the B-roll, Omar! In priciest Platinum Hybrid Max form, the Grand Highlander lands a touch above $58,000. Roomy 3-row midsize SUV alternatives include the Kia Telluride, Honda Pilot, Hyundai Palisade, Chevy Traverse, perhaps the Jeep Grand Cherokee L. The nagging question for me is whether the Grand Highlander can justify its elevated base price versus the competition. Sure, the Grand Highlander comes well equipped, but for buyers who want a comparatively simple yet roomy 3-row SUV, there are cheaper choices.
Wait, I've got it. What if they took the Grand Highlander and made it a little bit smaller and cut $6,500 off of the price tag? People would go crazy for, no, wait, no, I hear it now. I know what that is, never mind.
There might be less expensive ways to get into a 3-row midsizer, but compared to the Toyota Sequoia with its $60,000 base price, the Grand Highlander looks like a bargain. And that's the key. Some buyers don't care to compare with every 3-row SUV that's available. The only question for them is which Toyota fits their needs and their budget.
So if what you want is a 3-row Toyota SUV that's this big and you're comfortable spending at least 43 grand to get it, congratulations. The Grand Highlander was made for you.